way before that contract. The words was there. Lawyers got involved. I created the fucking show.
Okay.
So if before all of that exists and you start having the conversations, because that's what you do as a builder. After you build it, right? Like there's round one, there's round two. What's going on after the building? So after you build it, everybody's story changed. So you try to preemptively have those conversations. Like, hey, if this show is successful, what do you think about a second day? Well, how much would that cost for us to run a second day versus what does that bring in? What is the impact of that? How many people got to come in here? How much value can we get out of that? How would y'all value that? When you start having the advertisement conversations, the sponsorship conversations, when you start having those conversations before there's a contract, and then you try to write stuff down, and then see people try to finagle around that contract, that's when Joe gets wild. That's when Joe gets wild. Okay. And that's a totally different picture than the one you painted, which is worker come to work, do his job great, realize there's some shit going on after there's a contract in place, and now just start wilding out.
It's called negotiation.
That's a stick-up.
It's called negotiation.
And I'm never with a stick-up.
It's called negotiations, though. Right? So if we're negotiating, right, even if you feel like whatever way you feel, you're going to at least show up and still do your job to the fullest extent of your ability. You're not going to try to leverage. What I'm trying to say is that your thing is leveraging, right, the fact that they need you to perform to possibly get what you need.
Stop right there. I love this. Joe Budden, the human being, believes that all the creators are the true superheroes of this planet.
Great.
Wait, stop.
What if someone doesn't know your podcast?
Stop. Before we get to Complex and us working together, I believe the creator holds the trump card. You play spades?
No.
Okay, well, here's a great spades analogy.
Break it down.
Somebody at the table has to have the big joker.
Is that like
you play spades?
It's like that's like
somebody at the table has to have the big joker is the biggest card in the world. So everybody there got a plan. You playing it, but somebody got the card that trumps all. I feel like that as a creator. So when you say negotiating with who? Somebody that didn't create what we're fighting about? I'm not about to enter a battle with somebody that did not create the very thing that we're fighting about. That's flawed logic.
But
I'm on your ass now, yeah. I'm on his ass now. This ain't the other day.
Okay.
This ain't the other day, dog.
But such is a case.
Yeah.
But Joe, such is the case with every business that exists. You think that you have a Joe Budden network. Do you think that, obviously, the Joe Budden podcast...
But wait, when you don't have the big joker, you act like you don't have the big joker. That's my point. There has been a million times in my career where I did not have the big joker, even as the creator, because I signed my rights away.
But you still acted similarly. You walked away. You did things to basically twist the arm or let people know I ain't rocking. No?
Unless we amend things. Now, I'm not amendable. That's the difference between Joe Budden then and Joe Budden now. I'm not amendable now. This is either going to go a few ways or it's going to go without my participation. And unfortunately for these corporations and these companies and people that stand next to me, my participation is huge. There will not be a guilt trip because I have over 20 years now of proving that my cooperation is huge.
Okay.
That's not a stick up.
I want to give you a comparison.
I'm on his ass.
No.
I'm on his ass today. I'm on his ass today.
I got you right now. So I've made this comparison. I've said Joe thinks he's Dave Chappelle.
I don't want to compare myself to people.
No.
I don't think that I'm these people.
Forget the person.
And I love Dave.
The leverage where Dave has in the comedy world and in the content world, dealing with whether it's Netflix, Comedy Central, or the likes, I believe you falsely believe that you have that leverage elsewhere and that they'll treat you accordingly. Because, by the way, Dave Chappelle was dead wrong when he signed a contract. He didn't like it. He had the fans twist the arm of people. They said, we can't do this without the support of this guy because he owns the fan base and the love and the loyalty. We got to give him